The moment we have all been waiting for. The GoPro arrived. To answer your first question, yes, my hair always looks this fabulous. And to answer your second question, yes, it is very difficult to sit and wait to open a exciting new package such as this one. But of course I did not want to open it without you guys, so I had to wait until the lighting was right, until my freaking kid was gone, not watching his iPad because he turns it up real loud, and I had to wait until my husband was gone because he plays his YouTube real loud, watching Casey and all that stuff. Real excited. So, inside our box, packing slip, garbage, and our hero, Session 5. Pretty excited. Now, as always, they make these things really hard to open. Gosh darn it. I'm not messing around here. Ooh, fancy. Oh, look at that. This is the first look at the Session 5. So inside the box, the standard GoPro Session 5, you get absolutely nothing special. You get your USB charging cable, and you get your standard adhesive mounts. So you get a square one and a round one. You get the cable, and you get your camera with the housing. And literally that's it. So not a whole lot in this box. Capture app, quick app, splice app. Obviously I'm gonna go downloading these apps right now. cmarkgopro.com. And it requires Class 10 UHS or higher micro SD card. Opening up the case is fairly simple. Charging, connector cable, and your SD card port right there. And then just a little close and a snap, and that's it. To take out the housing, you've got this nice little containment. And as you all know, the Session is, obviously I've never owned a Session before, so I'm kind of just doing, this is all me doing it for the first time. This whole thing is waterproof. On the back we have your power button. And as soon as I give this baby a charge, we'll go through some stuff. That's what you get when you open the box. So what I've done is I've connected the GoPro to my computer using the provided USB cable. So a couple things I've already noticed since just taking this camera out of the box. And the first thing is that it is extremely small. Yes, that's super obvious, but what is kind of annoying is that it is so small if you have large hands. I've noticed that it's already even just a little bit difficult to mess with the SD card and the plug. This is what the plug looks like. The provided charger, not your standard USB cable. So getting it in there, not so bad. And here's our GoPro charging. But what I did notice was the SD card was really difficult to mess with. I did find an SD card, an old one that's literally been sitting in a box. And what I did also notice about inserting the SD card is that it doesn't go straight in, it goes in at an angle. And this is the part that's kind of annoying because you really have to give it a good push with the nail. And actually while this was charging, I went ahead and clipped my nails because I noticed it was hard to do with even slightly long fingernails. Oh, and by the way, I did find the instructions. The front part was here, and then in the back is where they hid the instructions. Instructions, some stickers, yada yada, safety warning, talks about the camera if it gets too hot. Just turn it off and let it sit for a while. And it also says, do not handle the open compartment, the SD compartment, with wet hands. So back to the camera. We got the SD card in there. Maybe this SD card is too old for this camera. This thing's really hot. What the heck? And in the instructions it said, don't use your camera and just let it sit for a while. I mean, I'm not great with tech stuff, but I'm not like that much of a dummy. Messing with this casing, if you're a dude and you don't have any sort of fingernails, you would probably have issues with this. Like, this is teeny, teeny, tiny. So I could see how people would get very frustrated with the smallness of this camera. Maybe it's just this old SD card. But I'm gonna do some troubleshooting and I'll let you know what I get to. Okay, team. So this is as far as I've gotten. Now the crazy thing is, the SD card in here I figured out is super corrupt and all messed up. Yet somehow it's still kind of working and I haven't figured out how to format it yet. I downloaded the GoPro app. I connected it to my wireless and then voila, now the camera is connected. And as you can see, this is our view from the phone. Press the record button. And we're recording on our GoPro Session 5. Cool. Okay, so in the brief amount of time that has passed since I kind of was messing around with this camera, I have figured out a couple things. First and foremost, the instructions are not extensive, let's just say that. It gives you like the basics on how let's get started. But what it doesn't tell you is like how to use the voice commands and all that other jazz. So in the meantime, a couple things I have discovered is how to connect your GoPro. Basically go to the Capture app, go to settings, make sure your camera's awake, cycle through, enter phone mode, camera settings, stabilize video, voice control, and connection settings. So once you get to connection settings, connect new device, GoPro app. Basically then you go to your phone. What is the D need? Oh, there it is. Okay, then we got the password dude8273. Join. Okay, so now we're there. All right, so we've joined. Go to your Capture app, and here we are. Look at that. Looking really nice tonight. Okay, so that's how you connect your GoPro to your app. And my GoPro is short-circuiting and acting crazy, even though it has battery power. I think because my SD card is cray-cray. So, anywho, we got that far. So far, what I love about this camera is that it has connected to my phone using the Capture app, and I have been able to capture images. What I haven't been able to figure out is how to format that card. It might just have to do with the fact that it's just a crappy SD card. It's just old and it has other files on it. And my computer, I tried to format it using disk utility, and that didn't work. So I have a feeling it's malfunctioning because of the card. That being said, it's still working using the Capture app, so might as well get some images. All right, so here we are. We're working on voice commands, and this is our first look at our GoPro camera. So right now, I'm looking at what I'm shooting on my phone. So basically, this is what we're looking at here. And I started recording using the voice commands on the GoPro. So, golden hour. Great time. Wow, that's pretty nice. So as everyone complains about the GoPro fisheye look, you know, the signature fisheye, it is what it is, you know? I kind of like it. So here we are with the GoPro. It's about a foot away from my face. So this is a good way to test out our audio as well as the adjustments to basic lighting. So here I am facing the sun now. Check that out. There's our coffee, surf, and sunshine. So this is using the camera default settings. Just walking around the neighborhood, checking things out. I have noticed the fisheye emphasizes the crookedness of my nose. Oh well. So as a whole, I'd say this is a successful test for the Hero Session 5 GoPro. Pretty happy with it. I'm really liking this Capture app. You know, like at first glance, the few things I was frustrated with was the fact that the camera is so small with that micro SD card. It's super fidgety and it kind of hurts your nails, like getting in and out of that, the enclosure. And it was hard to figure out kind of at first because I wasn't used to it. But, you know, it is what it is. And then once I kind of started messing with it, I got the hang of it now. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. And finally, we got the voice commands to work. I just had to go online to to our GoPro website. What are the voice control commands? Pretty basic. Here's a list of the voice commands. And we're using the very simple ones. We'll consider that a bit of a wrap right now. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording.